The entire royal guard wiped out?
By the Sky Knight's captain alone. He's too strong. Not human.
Hey! Hold on, man! Please!
He speaks of Knight Argent Heinkel. I can't imagine the captain's come here himself, though.
Tess.
Owen!
I'm unmanned. Pathetic.
Someone help!
Don't bother. Leave me. The king, they took His Majesty. That man, Heinkel. My sword didn't so much as scratch him. Tis. I ask this knowing it's an unreasonable demand. Please, help my king. Save this place. You're the only one I can...
I'll bring the king back. I swear it. Be at peace, Owen.
Thank you. Thank you.
My son. He died for his king, though, huh? A brave warrior's death. I'm sure he had no regrets. I thank you for being with him at the end. Now, pray, rest up. Consider this your home. I'll be outside a moment.
These people are innocent bystanders. Involving them like this is despicable! Come, let's march on the Lontano Villa this instant! I'll lead the way! Why the silence? Surely you can't just sit by and let Heinkel's crimes stand!
Heinkel's crimes are the Duchy's crimes. You are a part of those same Eternian forces. We cannot trust you.
What? I'm not! What must I do to prove myself to you?
You cannot. In my heart of hearts, you frighten me. The same as Crow, or Heinkel, or the others. I am sorry, but I make for the villa with Tiz alone.
Murgurgur! Of all the stubborn... Oh! You crystal-headed girl!
Leaving so soon? If you're off to Stargaze, I'd be honored to join.
Out of my way! Contrary, crystal-headed girl! Why must she refuse? Oh, I'm sorry.
Hello, child. Will you listen to an old man talk a while?
What? Oh, yes, of course.
You'd be hard-pressed to find a frailer child than Owen. The boy was sickly all his youth. But he loved this land more than anyone. He wanted more than anything to defend it. So he trained and trained. Even after he joined the Royal Guard, even after winning half the honors the king can bestow, he trained. And everyone knew it. In a few years, his efforts had made him captain. The boy was something else. My pride and joy. But I'd rather he lived. What sort of child dies before his parents? It's a crime, don't you think?
It's terrible, sir.
If the boy had stayed home, taken over the inn, he'd still be...
What other lies have I been told? The only thing for it?
A question, Agnes. Why can you not trust at least... me? The suspicions of a beautiful lady are dire poison to a gentleman such as myself.
Our paths part with Adia's here. What reason have you to come with us?
Will the two of you be enough to storm the enemy's hold, though? This night is supposed to be terribly strong.
Still, we've no choice. Let's go, Agnes.
We're all ready to go? Excellent!
I had thought I spoke it clear before. This is farewell.
Yes, it was all very well put, but I'm coming along anyway. I'll get no sleep till I've seen these scoundrels squished. What's more, the Lontano Villa is heavily fortified. A field mouse couldn't slip inside, let alone you two. Go with me, however, and you'll have VIP access. Use me. I welcome it. So please. I'm all for it. The more allies, the better, I say.
Well, I do not. Even before the matter of trust, I cannot involve anyone more. The fault for all of this is mine and no one else's.
You've no cause for worry, Agnes. I guarantee it. You, Tiz, and Idea will travel long and far together. It's all written in the book. Its pages are prophecy, infallible and true.
And what of you?
Me? An apt question. It seems I did not merit mention. A grave oversight, I'm sure. Or am I to miss out on the adventure? A crueler fate than I could bear.
What? You're so odd, Ringabel.
I'm in favor of taking them with us too. I think they'll be a help to you, Agnes.
As long as you're certain.
Done. Excellent. Let's be off. takes care of the hold gates. Now we've a clear path to the villa. Let me make this very clear, though. If you've any thoughts of storming the place head-on, be rid of them now. I'll say I've taken you prisoner. That will buy us entry. Once we're inside, the battle's all but won. I even know where the king is likely held. Complaints?
No. I thank you for your assistance. I have my doubts, but I see no alternative.
Once we find the king, we'll hop aboard their ship and escape by air. How very dramatic!
Lady Adia, where have you been? We've lost contact with Master Crow. Wait. That woman! The Vestal of Wind!
Yes, and my prisoner besides. Now, if you'll open the gate, I'll bring her to the captain.
But what of Crow?
I'm afraid he fell before the wicked Vestal's cruel magic. But it was his sacrifice that allowed for her capture.
I see. Well, I am glad Milady is safe. I should expect no less from the Grand Marshal's daughter. I'll have the gate open straight away. Just a moment.
Now, no need to glare. There, see? Inside without a hitch, thanks to my brilliant plan.
We need to find the king.
Hey! It's the traitor! Grab her!
News travels fast.
Some brilliant plan. What do we do now?
We beat them down!
Seems we weathered the immediate storm. I'm afraid our little ruse is over, though.
Yes, well... at least we're inside, right?
Yes, right in the middle of the enemy stronghold. We've nowhere to run.
You can't think this was my intention! I swear by my honor, this is no trap! That's the very sort of craven act I can't abide! Right!
'Tis? Come to save us the trouble of finding you, Vestal? How very courteous. And just what are you doing here, Adia?
I'll go along with the Sky Knight's methods no longer.
You've no say in the matter. Defying orders is treason, girl!
Enough! You have us! Let the king go!
First, the Vestal comes to me. Alone!
You mustn't! I'll not keep my head at the cost of an innocent girl's.
You'll not keep your head at all if you keep running your mouth. Are you so eager to join the captain of your guard?
Heinkel, you were among the highest regarded warriors in the duchy. A paragon of chivalry. And the Sky Knights beneath you? I grew up on the tales of their brave and righteous deeds. But what I saw was a band of craven thugs. You defile the title of knight!
Green fool. All hands! Seize these four! Kill the men if you must! Such valor! You're quite the little heroes! And here I so hope to resolve this peacefully, and let the good king go.
Hinkle! This is your answer? And still you'd call yourself a knight? As daughter to a true knight, I know their pride is staked upon